Erica McGraw, and I've been involved with Northwest Community Television since, I would say, it was early of '06. No, I'm sorry, late '06 is when I first moved to Minneapolis. Somebody I knew was coming to the classes and was telling me about how they came and learned how to do cameras, and I was in Denver like, ooh, I want to learn that, I want to learn that. The training here, it gives you the basics, it gives you enough to get your feet wet, but it's like you need to take the next steps to move forward.
Take off your mask, don't hide yourself, you're beautiful, you're wonderful.
I contacted Dr. Dory McKnight and asked her if she would be able to, be the voice behind the project that I wanted to work on. And then she contacted me and says, Erica, would you be interested in producing a talk show for me? And I was so excited. My brain was on fire about how's the set gonna look? How are we gonna do this? What do we need to do? We need to do this. Really, I was in panic mode a little bit, like, oh my goodness, I know I don't know what I'm doing, but now we're moving forward. And the thing is, now I had Dr. McKnight believing in me that I could do this, and I'm like, hey, I've never done this before, but I'm ready to move forward. In April, then we started coming into the studio and producing Cover Girls in the Church, and it's actually based on a book that she wrote.
You were created to be a shining star.
Whoever's here, we just kind of team together. We throw ideas around. Sometimes the back room that you guys have with all the props in it, we feel like we bring everything down and then we have to break it all back. It's like, oh no, we didn't have this table, we had, so it's really fun. It's really fun. So we get our set designed, and then if we have a guest, what I make sure I do is I give them instructions. I know I've been in before and taped on the green show, and the people showed up in green, like the color of the green screen, and we're like, you're gonna be invisible. So, so that's just things that you learn as you go along. Now, the more comfortable you get, you just come in and you're like, okay, well, we have a guest today? Okay. We don't have a guest? Okay. How do you want to set it up? How do you want to do it? Once they start, we have a small crew. Usually it's just myself, and then sometimes we have a couple volunteers, but most of the time it's just me. And so what I do is I just set the 3 cameras, and then I sit in the back and direct between the cameras.
Shine for the world to see.
I do customized computer training, so I have the knowledge of computer. The big twist that I had to learn coming here to Northwest Community Television was learning the Mac. As I learned Final Cut, I'm in the editing process, I'm learning it's not too much different than PowerPoint, really. First couple times I came in the studio, I would push a button and I'd be like, Tina, I need some help, or Tamisha, or whoever's around, Nikki, and I would call on you guys. But now I'm more self-sufficient, so a lot of times now it seems like when I come, it's like, yeah, I don't know how that happened, I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, ooh, it's not me, it's something with the computers.
They'll see possibility shine.
And I think it's just the laughing and the time before the cameras are actually rolling, and the laughs and how we come together. And then when we're actually taping the show, how 1 second you can be cracking up, but then all of a sudden you have to put a straight face on, and you're like, okay, we're here to do some business, and you're on camera and you're moving forward. So I think that's kind of the fun times. My worst experience would be the Sony Anycast system. You learn things as you go, and when you mess up, you just learn from your mistakes.
And you'll see you are the one.
If something is placed in your heart, then you got to move with it. You got to move with it. Eventually, if it's in your heart and your mind long enough, it's going to come out of your mouth and things like that. So once you start speaking about it and talking about it, then it can grow. Then it's able to grow.